Hello everybody, trust you're all well and welcome to part 29 of Monty's restoration, Going Green. Well, you mentioned the word green these days and it means different things to different people. For some it's environmental issues, saving the trees and all that, and for others it's their political beliefs. But from Monty's point of view and for the purposes today, we're only interested in one green, and that's this one. A deep bronze green. Yep, we're talking paint. Monty's top coat. And today, hopefully, I'm going to spray the back end Monty's chassis in deep bronze green top coat. So, why deep bronze green then? Well, in Monty's army career, he'd have been treated to all sorts of resprays and paint jobs at various times and different things. In the main, as a construction vehicle, he'd have just been painted green, plain green. He wouldn't have been had any camouflage patterns or any of that sort of thing put on. It would have just been plain green. But in the later part of his career, 1970 sort of thing onwards, it probably would have been matte green, the anti-infrared paint the army likes to use. Now that's all very nice and all very well, but from a restoration point of view, it's not that good actually. The properties in the paint are very good. It goes on well, paint's nice and what have you. It tends to fade. After about 6 months, the original green looks more like light grey, and after a couple of years, it's sort of an off-white colour by the time it's faded right out. So it's not going to last. So really, from, like I say, from a restoration point of view, you want something that's going to stay looking good for quite a while. Now, back in the 1950s, when Monty was built, nearly every military vehicle in the British Army was painted in gloss green, and that's the deep bronze colour that we're talking about. And it is a very nice colour too, but there would have been, back then, would have been probably an oil-based paint or a coach enamel or something like that. And those sort of paints are still available today, but for my own preference, I prefer a 2-pack acrylic paint, the modern sort of commercial paint. It goes on well, sprays nicely, nice finish straight from the spray gun. You don't need any rubbing down or polishing afterwards, and it lasts forever. It just looks good. A little bit of loving care throughout its life, occasional wipe over with a bit of turtle wax or something, and that'll carry on shining and looking good for quite a few years. And that's what I'm looking for. I don't want to be having to repaint Monty every couple of years just to keep him looking nice. So there's been a lot of work gone into this chassis so far. All the cleaning, de-rusting, taking bits off and all the rest of it, and then getting the primer paint on and the red oxide and all that. And there's a bit of a delay recently waiting for the ideal weather, but today it's lovely. It's nice and warm. It's not too hot, well, not uncomfortably hot anyway. There's next to no breeze, so it's ideal for a bit of painting. There's no rain in the forecast, bearing in mind we're outside here, so it should have all weekend to cure off and go hard before it gets affected by any of the climate. So this is your last chance to see Monty his back end in grey, so make the most of it, have a look round, and we'll get on and put some green on. I did say when I was doing the grey primer, it's like a practice run for putting the top coat on. And one of the things I did notice when I was spraying, there's very little room when you're underneath trying to spray upwards. So I've lifted Monty up a little bit, put a couple of blocks of wood on top of his trestle, just to give me a few more inches of clearance underneath, a little bit more elbow room. Hopefully I'll have a bit more, it'll be a bit easier spraying the underside of the axles and what have you. I didn't film the whole of the painting process. You've seen me crawling around the axle before when I did the primer. So I've just cut it down to the last bit. You can see the axle's all done and the inside of the chassis rails. I've just got the outside edge now and down each side and across the back to finish off. So as you can see, spray gun out and yeah, on we go. And it does paint on quite nicely. And the good thing in the warm weather, it dries quite quickly. Not cured, but dries enough to put a second coat on. So you can almost put the second coat on straight away. And that's what it's having, 2 coats all over deep bronze green. And here we are, all done. It's about 4 hours it's taken, what with mixing the paint up, getting it all ready. You have to stop for a breather every now and again, get the face mask off and get a bit of fresh air in your lungs. So yeah, overall about 4 hours, and I think that's looking pretty good. I'm sure there's somewheres around there I've missed a little bit, or something's not gone quite right, like this little bit on the centre cross member here. I don't quite know what's gone on there. I'll come back and have another look at that later. But yeah, I'm sure I'll go around this tomorrow and I'll find somewheres that I've missed, or somewheres that haven't quite got enough paint on it, or not quite a good enough finish, but we can touch them up later. In the main, it's all done, all green. So there we are, we can start putting him back together now. Well, what else have we been up to this week? Do you remember this from a few episodes ago? Well, quite a few episodes ago really, before Christmas I think it was. Trying to straighten out the brake backplate section from Monty. And I'll be honest, it wasn't going very well and I was sort of struggling. And with 3 others in much the same condition, in fact one of them's a lot worse, as you can see here, I wasn't holding much hope of getting a decent set and getting a decent repair done. But having decided to look for a donor Militant to break for spares and use the parts, I sort of put the whole job on hold pending getting the Militant, in the hope that it would yield a good set of back plates that I could use instead of struggling to repair these ones. Well, as you know, the donor Militant was acquired, it's been stripped down recently, and here we are with one of the back plates from the donor Militant, and it's looking in far better condition than any of Monty's. So with things looking promising, like we might get a decent result, I fired up the old electrolysis bucket and got the first one in, get it cleaned up. We can have a look at it and see how good it is. The first one came out, it's not too bad actually. Good solid metal. It's got a bit of a crinkly edge, but 5 minutes work with the old panel beating hammers, that'll straighten that up. And yeah, that's one we can use. The second one though, that was a slightly different story, because as you can see, the electrolysis has cleaned the rust off, and well, yeah, it's cleaned right through in a couple of places. So you can see I've got it marked out. The plan is I'm going to cut that piece out and then weld in a fresh piece from one of the top half of the back plates that I don't actually need. Yeah, this is thin metal, or relatively thin metal, so welding thin metal is never nice. It's quite hard work actually. You've got to be very careful. You're treading a fine line between getting a decent weld and burning a hole right through the thing. Plus the fact there's always the problem with heat distortion. If you get it too hot and you're welding, it'll all get bent and twisted out of shape as the heat distorts it. So the best way to weld it is to start off with a load of little dots like this, make sure you've got it in, and then slowly and carefully, giving it time to cool down in between, you just join the dots up until you get a full seam of weld. And yet it doesn't look pretty, I must admit, all the little blobs, but that's a good solid weld that. Now all you've got to do is grind it back down smooth and get it ready for painting. But this is where it usually goes wrong for me. I always have trouble with the grinding back bit, because you've got to be careful with the heat distortion again. You can generate more heat grinding back than you can welding sometimes, and if you're not careful you'll grind off good metal as well as the weld, and I always find it difficult to do. But anyway, persevered, got there in the end, and that doesn't look too bad. That you can see there's a little bit of heat in a couple of places there where it's blued up a bit, but it's not enough to actually distort the metal. And a skimmer filler over the top of that is going to smooth that right off, and that'll look quite good once it's done and painted. Here we are then, first two off the production line, one with the dent and the one we've just repaired with the little patch. The question is, can you tell which one's which? You certainly can't see the join on the welding. That is on this front one actually, and then the back one there, that's the one that had the dents in. But they're both looking quite good now and they're ready to go. So 2 others to do, and yeah, we'll all be done. So we've now got a full set of 8 brake back plates, 4 top ones, 4 bottom ones, all in good enough condition to get sprayed up and get fitted back on Monty now we've painted his chassis. So we'll get them all lined up and get a coat of primer on them. And here we are, all 8, getting the primer, and then we'll flat that off, get some green top coat on there, and sometime next week we should be able to start fitting them back on. Oh, there we are. Good week's work, I think. Actually feels like making some progress now, especially with that top coat on the chassis. And as I say, start putting bits back together now. Start with that back axle and get the wheel hubs back on and all the brakes back together. And then we start with all the brake pipes, if I can remember where they all fit, and the various other fittings that go on the back end of the chassis. So hopefully in a couple of weeks we'll have it back down on his wheels and he'll be looking like something's happening. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next part. Bye for now.